and all the infrastructure that the current fashion industry needs to grow at a very fast rate. So there are, for NIFT, there are 17 campuses across the globe. And as you can see, the map is pointing out all the centers across globe. So it is a difficult examination to crack because there are only 17 institutes and there are only 360 seats in the entire country. And that is the only reason the competition becomes difficult, because almost 2 to 5 lakhs of, 3.5 to 5 lakhs of people sit for this examination, out of which only 360 gets qualified. But the journey for this examination is not a difficult task at all. People can actually go in easy, take a disciplined pattern of studying while they're preparing for their examination, and they can be flying out with wonderful colors once the preparation is over. So while I'll come starting with me, that I am a science student. I did my 11-12 in science. I had PCMB. I had all 4 subjects. So, and I had thought of going into the field of medical, but then what changed me was, like, I always had a affiliation of fashion. I did not want to be a designer, but I did not know what else to do with fashion. So after giving my 12, I did some researches about what else can be done, because only designers are not making the industry. So how the other industry is running. So trying to find out those things, I started, and then I came to know about the garment industrial engineering, the textile part, the garment part, how these sectors are actually affecting fashion, and how these are the one of the most important sectors in the fashion world. So the textile, I'll give you a brief idea, everybody. The textile has the phase where it starts from yarn to a fabric. So we know that there are many natural fibers such as cotton, such as polyester. Polyester is man-made fiber, such as cotton. Then we have flax. Then we have other fibers. Then for man-made, we have nylon, we have rayon, we have polyester. So these fibers are mixed together, or they are processed in such a way that they can be transferred into fabric. So the process starting from yarn, that is the fiber, to the fabric stage, that compiles of the entire textile region. So not only fashion, but when you consider textile, that comes under entire of textile engineering. And people also do textile design as a background of design. So the process from fiber to fabric comes under the textile. And then once the fabric is made, we need to make garments out of that, because garments are one of the three key essentials that a person requires for living. So the fabric to garment stage is called the apparel production. So another word for garment is apparel. So it is known as apparel production. And this course can be carried forward till your master's course. So I'll just give you a brief description of all the courses that NIFT offers. I will also like to mention that it's not only NIFT, there are other fashion institutes as well. Those are doing wonders in the world of fashion, and those have proven themselves to be one of the best institutions across the country. So I would like to name some other than NIFT. We have Symbiosis, we have Pearl Academy of Fashion, then we have IIFT, that is International Institute of Fashion Management. These are some of the institutes which are almost equivalent to NIFT. But NIFT has a different name because it comes directly under the Ministry of Textiles. It will be an honor for all the students who are studying in NIFT and who are looking forward to pursue a career in fashion. So National Institute of Fashion Technology has 3 departments of courses. That is the BDES, that is the design department, which fulfills among the 70% of the seats of the university. Then followed by a management course which is only applicable for the masters. There is no management course for the graduation level in fashion institutes like this. Then we have the technology course, that is the engineering course of apparel production. So the people who are working in the apparel production, they can also be called as garment engineers. What I believed after class 12 was like that I do not want to study hardcore engineering, or I was looking for my future towards the line of medical field. But then I found myself, I actually assessed myself, and I thought that studying for 14 hours every day was difficult for me to handle for a very long time. So I tried to look out for alternative objectives which would help me rise in my career. And in today's world, everything is moving fast. If somebody is actually not becoming an engineer or a doctor, their lives are not finished. There are many opportunities and many different streams which are coming to light recently. And not only in the academic field, the creative field is also increasing exponentially in the recent times, which is leading to more aspiring students coming into this line. So thinking of all these things, I wanted to do something different, and I did not want to detach myself from the line of science because I was a science student. I wanted to stay in that line. So searching about the apparel production, how the industry works, how the production works, what is going on, how we are going to make a garment from, because making a garment has various levels. We can see that a tailor shop is also making a garment, and a multinational production company is also making a garment. So what is the difference between the two? How the company is managed? So I started doing some research, and then when I gave the examination, I was not even sure that how I will study or what I am going to study in the course of 4 years of my career. So when I gave the examination, I knew that I wanted to do something different, and I gave it my try. But when I started my course, that is when it got all my attraction. I wanted to give my 100% because it is a very interesting course, which includes fashion, which includes science, which includes computer, which includes all the information, which also includes in artificial intelligence and IoT. So our course was very oriented to more of an engineering base than a design base. So also those students who are aspiring for design courses, there are undergraduate as well as postgraduate courses which help you grow your career in your creative field. That is, there are, as you can see, fashion, textile, accessory, leather, fashion, communication, and knitwear. These are different small departments where you can actually specialize on any one of the departments, as these courses are for bachelor courses. Once you acquire your undergraduate knowledge and you have acquired enough knowledge to pass on to your masters, you can carry on with the same department in your masters, or you can go into various management fields, because when you're considering to work for high-end brands, like maybe for L'Oreal or maybe for Gucci or maybe for Hugo Boss. So there are many high-end brands where people think H&M, that I want to work here. How? Because people are very attracted to H&M. But how are they making the clothes? What are the designers doing? How is the process going? How is H&M able to display every week different stocks? If you go to a H&M store, you will see that every week their stocks are changing. How is that possible? How the fast fashion is actually taking over the world? So all these things you will be able to learn when you're taking a course of management level. So once you master yourself in the individual department, you can obviously follow it up with your managerial skills, and you can pursue all the high-end brands or whatever that your career you want to go in. Coming to the technology part, that is basically you have to learn about the entire textile as well as you get to learn about the garments. So starting from the initial stage, all our 8 semesters, we went through a process where we learned the fiber initially, where we had subjects of fabric science, that is learning the different compositions of fiber, viewing cross-sectional views under the microscope of how the fabrics are being exposed, when the fabrics are being exposed to maybe heat, maybe cold water, or maybe they are exposed to some kind of environment where it is not safe. So all these experiments are done on various kinds of fabrics to understand how the fabric will actually perform when the fabric is converted into when the fiber is converted into the garment. So these things we used to learn in our initial stages of our semesters, that how the fiber are made, what are the different compositions of the fiber, what can be mixed with which fiber in order to make a more sustainable fabric that can be used in the industry. So all these things were taught to us. Then we got to learn about the various eras of fashion world, because when you're considering to work in a field of fashion, you have to know all the trends that they are following, the past, how the fashion has actually changed over the years, and what can be the future of the same thing. So those things we used to get to learn. Then we had elements of technology. That was a very interesting subject for me. We had to deal with all the machineries in the industry. So apparel engineers or industrial engineers are mainly the ones who actually look or work for the entire machinery background of the garment industry. There are lots of machines that needs to be used when there are productions done on huge basis. So for example, I'll give you that Thomas Pink is a brand which, or for common instance, Polo Ralph Lauren. That is a brand that is everybody is acknowledged with. So I would say that maybe there are 5,000 pieces of order. So, and the timeline is only 30 days. So there needs to be the high-end brands which everybody wants to buy their clothes from. They have a very high parameter and standard of quality. So one of the main thing that comes into account when a brand is considered is the quality. So like if you not even consider apparels, there should be a brand value. Like if you consider your Apple phone. So any phone, if you have, even if it is of great value, but when a person has an Apple phone, that is a symbol, because that has its own brand value. So that brand value comes from the quality, and it also comes from the product that the company is offering. Similarly, in the garment industry, the quality and the brand value name matters a lot. So in order to maintain that high brand value, the high-end export houses and the manufacturing units are being created, where many industrial activities are taking place in order to make the industry run in a very lean and non-wasteful manner. So these things we are getting to learn in this field, and it is a very slow process where starting from your first semester you will learn the fiber, then you will learn the different elements, how the machines are learning. You will have to deal with a little bit of physics, because the machine running and the machinery is maintaining, so you have to learn how to handle that, even if it will not be a part of your job. But if something goes down wrong, you must be able to solve that issue, because you should have that knowledge within you. So apparel industry, and then it is not only engineering, it is mixed with fashion. So we also get to learn the various garment constructions. So if you see in designing, in the field of designing, usually the designers are the first point of contact for any garment industry, because if designers are not there, there will not be an industry. So once the designers makes their design and tries to portray a creative outlook to it, so you all are fashion students, you will be knowing what a body form is. So they will be draping their ideas, their creative ways into their body form in order to get the outlook of what they are trying to make. So similarly, in this field, we had to learn all the patterns, the pattern making part, from starting from a shirt to a dress to a trouser, all how patterns are made, then you have seen that one style has various sizes, starting from XS to double XL. So how the grading is done, because patterns are not made for all sizes. Patterns are made for one size, and then it is graded for various sizes. So how these things are being made, because when again you might feel that this is not related to my stream, why would I learn? But then again, when you're going into the apparel industry, there will be cutting of the fabric, because you will be seeing that huge lot of fabric is there, and you have to cut the fabric most efficiently so that least amount of fabric is wasted. So there you will have to incorporate these sectors of your learning where you're getting it from college. So when I was in college, I did not know how to implement whatever I'm learning into the industry. But once I started working in the industry, I understood that everything, starting from my semester one till my graduation project, everything adds to some value to what I am doing today. Because of that, I am able to work in a more efficient way. So then you come to learn about a lot of manufacturing, lean manufacturing, that is how to reduce waste and how to remove bottlenecks in the industry. You will be learning about industrial engineering, how to manage the production, how to go through the production, how to actually bring in the business, communicate with the buyers, bring in the business, how to run the entire smooth flow production process. So all these things will be learned in this course, and it is a very interesting course. And also you will be able to learn about AI and IoT, which are one of, again, two most important factors which is coming into consideration lately. So you might have heard about smart clothes. So your socks will be able to count the number of footsteps that you're going through a day. Or if I can give you a very relatable example, if people have seen Mission Mangal, there they have the satellite that was made for the rocket or satellite to go to Mars. The satellite was covered with a fabric that used to repair itself on its own. So any asteroid or any rock, if used to get in contact with the satellite used to repair the fabric itself. So those kind of fabrics, those kind of technologies, those are how IoT and AI is coming into the industry. Then there is, this is in a development process again. There is one garment which is being made. It is a two-piece garment, that is two-person will wear it, and even if the person staying are 100 miles apart, if both the persons wear the same garment together, they will be able to feel the hug they are hugging each other, that they are hugging each other. They will actually not have to be present in front of each other, or maybe they are in different countries, they are in different professions, they are not being able to meet, and they are facing some issues. So this is kind of a development that is coming into the industry, and USA already has the prototype of this kind of garments, and they are trying to bring it to the market. Then again, there are some sports bras which actually calculate the heart rate, which calculate your BP, which also calculate whether you are in resting mode, you are under stress, you need to stop your workout. So these are some of the fabrics. Just 1 second. These are some of the fabrics that the smart textile or the smart industry is following through. Then we also have, again, a lot of examples of IoT coming into the industry of fashion. We have sensors, we have proximity sensors, which help us in the fashion industry. Then we have now Zara in USA has started a new kind of 3D dressing, 3D dress rooms. So since if you go to shopping on a high-end time when there is festival or where there is some occasion, you will find a long queue outside the dressing room, and it is going to make you impatient that you want to try something, but still you have to wait for a long period of time. But now technology is coming, saying that if you stand in front of a mirror, and you hold your garment, you will be able to see in the mirror how the garment is fitting your body. So these are some of the very interesting and innovative fields or the innovative aspects of fashion technology. You will be able to work in these fields if you are pursuing this career, because when we are learning this course in the bachelor field of 4 years, we are giving, the course is giving us an entire idea of how the industry is running. So coming to semester 1, 2, 3, 4, we slowly processed from fiber to fabric, and then to garment, and then to managing the apparel garment industry. And then finally we had to, you will also have subjects like plant layout and research methodology, where you will have to lay out your entire plant based on your idea of your curriculum of 4 years. So whatever you have learned in 4 years, you will have numerous amounts of visits to different textile industries, different clusters, handloom clusters. The one of the most prominent clusters in West Bengal is Pulia, that is the handloom sector. You will go there, you will see there how the handlooms are being made, how they are getting affected, and how like there are many initiatives in the Fulia sector where these are being taken into consideration, and the workers there are being not treated the exact way they should have been treated. So helping them out how to actually grow the business, because handlooms are always it is always going to stay in the market, because it values the creativity and the hard work and the patience in that it gives in making the sari. So Fulia sector is mainly based on saris. So all these visits will be very essential for you to get on hands-on experience on what the industry is actually facing. Then you will be having various internships, where you will be going for textile internships, you will be going for apparel internships, where you'll be learning the entire process. Then you will be also getting paid internship opportunities for these courses, because right now this industry is growing at a very fast rate. So you will be able to explore all the parts that you have wished to if you are considering this course. Then you will also be able to do some part of programming if somebody is interested in that field as well, because creating softwares, like for example, if we take Myntra, everybody goes to Myntra, everybody sees the end of season sale, and they know what they are actually. If you see that if you go to Myntra for 2 to 3 times, you will, the 4th time you visit, you will see that things are displaying according to your choice. Whichever you are looking, it is going to come to according to your choice, so according to your preferences. So how is it doing it? Because it is using various algorithms to study the various patterns individual customers or individual clients are using. So and then they will be able to reflect a similar genre which you are looking for. That is why we go to Myntra so often and we find our suitable fits, because behind that again there is the AI and the IoT which is playing a part, which we again get to learn in this industry. So it is a very mixed course. It includes fashion, it includes science, it includes computer programming, it includes understanding of the entire fashion industry. So technologists do a lot of work, because they have to start managing everything from starting from fabric trends to developments to innovations. So once the trends are being set and we can see how we can proceed forward according to the past trends, then we will be able to set a goal for us. So starting from fiber assessing, how the fibers are affecting the garments. So if you wear a cotton shirt, you feel relaxed. Why is it so? How the fabric is being made so that you feel very lightweighted when you're wearing cotton fibers. Or if you're wearing a silk fiber or a satin fiber, you feel that air is not flowing inside in or out the garment. So how these fabrics are being made, what are the different criteria for this fabric to assess them. Then there is a process called spinning, This process is done when 2 or more fibers are blended together. So you will see that not only 100% cotton or 100% polyester, there are various mix of fabrics. There are rayon, polyester, cotton, wool, acrylic, all mixed together to make one common fiber or make one common fabric. So how these are being done? The textile industry is a huge industry where the yarns are, if what will I say? If the yarns are finally cleaned, they are separated. When the yarn comes from a great bulk, they are not actually cleaned. They are not sterilized. They are not clean. They are infected with various insects, diseases, or whatever it is. We need to first clean the entire fiber and then process the fiber in such a way with chemicals that the fiber is ready to fit for a fabric. So once this is done, we are taking cotton, we are refining cotton in a separate process, we are refining polyester in a separate process, and then in this spinning process, we are making these two fibers together to blend into a one fiber so that that fiber can be used to make a fabric. Then there are, if I can give you example of Soul Store or Bewakoof, which is coming into people's minds every day, the prints that they do, that because they are mostly famous for that. So the prints, the various trending printing that they do. So all how the printing processes are done. There are various printing processes that can be done and various different finishes to every printing process. So how these are done, what can be done in order to reduce the color fastness, because once you give it to washing, you will have always a fear that the color might not go off, the color might not go dull. So those tests, how to retain the color of the fabric, how to retain the strength so that the fabric doesn't tear off, the durability of the fabric, what chemicals can be used so that the fabric becomes sustainable. So all these things taking into consideration and finally making a garment out of it is the entire journey of a fashion technologist. So again, I came to this slide already that the smart garments, this is really very exciting. There are already the sports bra, the socks, then we have our various innovative graduation projects by my seniors in my college. They had produced various different technologies based on smart clothes. One had produced how to, if there is back pain, so you get a belt which will help you reduce your back pain, as well as it will help as a support to your pelvis. So those kind of products, those kind of garments are being made, and this is a very interesting. So coming to sustainability, so since the fashion world is a very glamorous world, there is a lot of cruelty that is done to the environment in order to maintain this world. But now, as we can see, the green is the new black. All the top brands across the world is moving towards sustainability. So you will also get to learn about sustainability in your course if you are pursuing this career. And this is something which all brands need to take into consideration, which is why we are seeing that there are various climate changes, there is food insecurity, there is pollution in the industry, and the habitats are getting destroyed. So what fashion industry does in order to become sustainable within the industry and grow its rate exponentially? So the first thing that comes into everybody's account is the fabric, because that is the main thing the garment is made of. So the fabric that we are making is becoming is we are trying to make it sustainable by doing recycle. The first process that comes is recycling the man-made fibers, that is the polyester fibers is the main one of the main fibers which is causing pollution to the world, the plastic. So we are recycling those products in order to make a product which is recyclable and which is also sustainable to the industry. For example, recycled polyester, as I said, this is made out of recycled plastics, or these are made of polyesters which are thrown, or this is also made of from the previous polyester garments. They are recycled, reused, and again printed according to the requirements, new requirements, and then they are processed further. So all the major mills, the mills which make the fabrics currently across globe, are following these processes of recycling the fabric again from the old fabric. Then since cotton is one of the most important fabrics, again, there was a huge inflation recently on cotton, and cotton prices and linen prices rise drastically, due to which finding cotton became very difficult. So the alternative came as the organic cotton. It is less strong than the chemically produced cotton, but this cotton can be again treated in such a way that this will be almost equivalent to the chemically produced cotton. So organic cotton is becoming one of the most significant steps by all industries, by all companies. Then coming to the various trims that a garment has, the buttons, if there are any snap buttons. Then if you go to a store, you will not always find a shirt hanging. You will find a shirt packed with lots of clips and tissue paper and a hard back support to hold the garment. So those trims, we are always trying to recycle it. We are always trying to use recycled products for that. We are trying to stop plastic and use paper instead of that. And even if we are using plastic, we are trying to use recycled plastic. For example, the company which I work in and the brand which I work in a brand called Reese. It is one of the most luxury brands of London, high-end brands of London. And this brand does not use even one bit of plastic in their packaging, because UK is currently taking steps to lead their fashion industry into sustainability. Because of and post-COVID, this sustainability issue is going into the air more rapidly. So keeping all these things in mind, all the industries are trying to reduce the maximum amount of waste, and they are trying to recycle these products and make new products out of the old ones. So also, as per UNICEF, 85% of all the textiles are dumped and they are wasted. So instead of wasting, what everybody is trying to do, all the multinational manufacturing units, the brands, everybody is trying to collaborate together and make this dump waste reduce, so that the atmosphere is not harmed and also the garment industry stays. So because garment industry is such an industry that is never going to fall apart. This I understood when I was going through the lockdown phase, because in the lockdown phase I was in my college days that time, and it was very difficult for everybody to actually keep a job. For many people, it was difficult to keep a job. But then when you're coming to the garment industry, garment is something that will always be needed by everyone. So this industry is never going to fall. This industry is always going to grow at an exponential rate. Currently also, this industry is growing at such a fast rate. There are numerous startups that people are starting in order to give this industry a more better place for everybody to stay in. So as we can see here, various processes that we do in order to keep the fashion sustainable, and we repair, we recycle, we reuse all these things. And it is very important to stop the climate change, to at least try and have an impact on the sustainability, because if garments are not sustainable, they are not going to run in the industry for a long run. So if they are sustainable, you will be able to actually grow with that for a long period of time. So sustainability is very important, and I will just name a few brands in order to give you a brief idea about how sustainability goes. H&M, everybody knows about H&M. H&M uses almost 70% of their fabric from recycled garments, and they are the ones also they are not replenishing, or they are not dumping their waste, because H&M follows fast fashion. They are changing their outlets every few days, and the stocks that go to the overstock or the inventory. And then again, I missed out one part about the inventory management. That is again another huge scope which comes with fashion technology, is the entire supply chain of fashion technology, because you will also have to manage the supply chain in order to get your garments, sell it to the vendor, and the vendor sells it to the retailer. So it is a B2B or B2C, that is business to business or business to consumer. So these sectors are also coming into consideration when you're considering fashion technology courses. So the supply chain of H&M is very strong. The overstock, the inventories which they are not being able to sell, they recycle it, they reprocess it, and they make it into a different garment altogether, and they showcase it in their stores again. So H&M is actually taking this initiative, and it is actually impacting the world in a very good way. Then we have again some brands like Patagonia. Patagonia is a active wear brand. It is an eco-friendly brand, and it uses 100% of its brand's garments to recycled cotton. So if you see Patagonia, it makes swimwears, it makes swimsuits, then it makes diver suits, but everything is made of recycled fibers. So these things are very essential in the journey of a fashion technologist, and I feel that if one thinks of pursuing this career, it is a very good choice, and it will be a very wonderful journey for you to go across all the streams. You will touch all the aspects, and you will not only bound to fashion, but you will also go beyond that, like I said. So it will be a very good journey for all the people who are working in the fashion industry, who is aspiring to work in the fashion industry. So I'll come to the conclusion of all of this, and which is better, fashion designing or fashion technology? There is no better. You only need to follow whatever you want to do, or whichever passion you have within yourself in order to grow. If you want to be creative, you will be creative in such a way that you will be able to express all your thoughts through pen and paper. And fashion technology, on the other hand, is a bit more oriented to engineering process. So I will just come quickly to the pros and cons, that you all know what is the difference. I will not come to that, since designing part requires the first step of the fashion industry, following by the entire technology part that ultimately makes the garment, and you can see it in the various retail shops. So fashion designing is more creative and artistic, because you always have to incorporate your creative skills to make something new, and to follow the trends that have been carried out in the past year, and to understand how the people will try to dress themselves in the future. Whereas garment technology is more technological and technical, because you will have to run the field after the designers design their garments. You have to make that happen. You have to make the garments. So that is a bit of more technological based. A fashion technology student needs to be from the science background, because you saw all through the journey of the presentation that there are various science involvements that are required in order to do this course. So being a science student, I wanted to do something different, and I did not find myself separate from science. So I felt that this was one of the best courses for me to carry out. And there are various job opportunities in this sector. If people think that only fashion designers have opportunities, then it is not that. Fashion technologists also have various opportunities. They can be as various merchandiser, as in I myself am a merchandiser, so I bring in the entire business. I try to increase the number of order that our buyer gives me. Following that, I execute the entire order until the order reaches buyer and it is displayed in their retail stores. So that is what a merchandiser do. Then a garment technologist is another job opportunity which can be pursued through fashion technology, where you work at the back end at the manufacturing industry, where the different lines of garments are going. If you see any manufacturing garment industry, you will see there are various machines lined in an assembly order, and various operations are going on. But how the operations will go on, which machine is going to sit where, and what will be the time in order to shift one machine from another place so that much time is not wasted, all these garment related queries, the various sizing, measurement issues, the various styling of the garment, how the garment will look, how will it affect the washing, if you everybody wears denim shirts and denim jackets, how we are actually bringing that dye, that shade. So all these things you will be able to do as technical designers and garment technologists. Then coming to the retail sector, there are two sectors. One is the manufacturing sector, another is the retail sector in this industry. So in between them, they have a buying sector. So manufacturing sector either talks to the retail sector directly, or they have a buying house in between who is actually communicating, who is moderating between the vendor and the buyer. So the manufacturing, what the retailers do is either they give an order, suppose H&M is willing to make 2000 pieces of skirts. So either they will call upon a vendor or a buyer in between, that is called a buying house, where fashion technologists and in the field of fashion designers, everybody is present, who will take the order from the retailer, that is H&M, and they will try to execute their best prices, because once it goes from more than one hand, the value of the garment also increases. Or H&M will try to look for a direct manufacturer. They will not look for any buying house. They will look for a direct manufacturer who can manufacture their garments considering all the standard qualities that they're maintaining. So once the manufacturing company gets the order from H&M, the manufacturer completes the entire order. So people working in the manufacturing sector are fashion technologists as well as fashion designers, because both are needed in the sector. Because once a design comes from the buyer end, a design needs to be studied thoroughly. It needs to be seen whether it can be made in the industry or not. So those things are required, and a designer is always required for that thing. Followed by which the the order is entirely processed by the garment technologists of the various departments. There are quality departments, there are technical departments, there are production departments. They complete the order, and either if it is a buying house in between who is acting as a moderator, then the manufacturing unit will communicate with the buying house. They will ship their garments to the buying house. The buying house is going to set up different price for the retailer, that is the H&M brand, and they are going to sell those products to H&M, and H&M will finally display their products into the stores. So H&M also has garment technologists. So the garment technologists or the fashion technologists who are working with H&M or in H&M are the front end, that is they are working as retailers, or they are working for the retail brand, because there also technologies needs to be used. So they are working as the retailers, and the one who is working at the back end, they are working as the manufacturers. So it is a wide broad stream, and starting, as you can see, starting from the back end till the front end, you will have a wide range of aspects and wide opportunities to perform your passion. And while you will be studying this course, you will be definitely able to figure out which other parts or which subjects that you are liking the most. So according to that, you will always be able to choose your career, whether you want to pursue it into the front end or you want to pursue it into the back end. This course also includes marketing strategies, because that is, again, it is needed, because it not only teaches you what the industry does and how the garments are to be made, but it also teaches you how the garment needs to be sold. So it is a wide career choice, and it is a very good opportunity for everyone who's trying to look into this career. And that is all. Thank you everyone for listening to me so patiently. Do you have any questions, anyone, about whatever I spoke today? You want to know how to get admission, how to prepare yourself, or you want to understand anything? You are free to ask.
It was very, very interesting. And
Yes.
mostly you have covered all aspects mostly. But anyway,
Yes.
the students should show their hands. I mean, put up their hands.
Yeah, I see Vedika.
Vedika.
Yes. What advice would you like to give to people who want to pursue a similar career?
I would like to say that it is a very good career opportunity, and since I said that the industry is growing very rapidly, you will have many opportunities in the industry in the coming. So this is not a stagnant industry. Currently, the computer industry sector or the computer science sector is a very saturated industry right now. People are not getting jobs, people are losing their jobs, people are, even if they are always, there's always layoff happening, but this is one industry where you will always get your opportunity to move forward, to grow in the career, to have an exponential growth. And if you are interested in fashion, and if you're interested in science, I would say that it is a very good opportunity for you to pursue. And if you are able to pursue it from National Institute of Fashion Technology, that definitely adds as an added benefit, because there are a lot of high-end brands across the globe, like Decathlon, then we have Zara, then we have Gucci, then we have all many high-end brands which actually want students from NIFT. And they want fashion technology students from NIFT, because fashion technology actually has a wide stream of learning than the fashion designing technology, than the fashion designing course. So it includes a lot of things. It includes a lot of in science and electronics in it. So as I said, the smart textile and the smart garments and everything, if these things makes you excited, or if you want to learn about these things more, I think that this career opportunity will be very fruitful and very beneficial for you.
You, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Devanshi, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, ma'am, since academic career is a much more stable career than a creative one, so can you please explain that why should we go for a creative career?
See, academic career and creative careers are both at its own pace. If someone wants to be creative, or the person has been creative from their childhood days, so I feel that the passion that they have within themselves is the main point of concentration which they should give in order to pursue their career. So if I am passionate about being a doctor, then the academic line is the most apt line for me, because I want to become a doctor. So I will try my level best to become a doctor. But at the same time, if I want to become a fashion designer, or I want to do something creative, and that is what I'm looking forward to it, then I feel that if I follow my passion towards it, then I will be able to be happy, and I will be able to enjoy the job that I am doing. Because if you are burdened with something in today's world, if you are not doing engineering and doctor, your life is not finished. Because previously, most of the parents have this concept ki either you have to become an engineer or you have to become a doctor. You cannot do anything else other than that. But in today's world, there are a lot of other, not only in the field of creative, but in the field of academics also. If I consider molecular biology or biotechnology, when I was there 6 years ago thinking of pursuing a career of biotechnology, I was not sure. But today, people who are taking this step after 10 years, they are actually seeing a lot of progress in the industry. So both the industries are growing at its own pace. But I feel that the passion that the student has, they should follow that in order to actually make their career stable. If you are academically passion, you will make a stable career out of academics. If you are a creative person, you will definitely make a stable career out of creativity, because there is no way, if you are following your passion, you will not be able to become stable in your life, because that is the first thing that you should consider, because working hours are very tedious and they are very hectic. We have long working hours, not only in academics but also in creative field. So if somebody maybe is creative but is being forced into academics, he or she will not be able to actually utilize or completely understand what he or she is doing, because 100% efficiency of that person will not be involved. So similarly, again, somebody is creative, but they are doing the other thing, or somebody is academic, but they are doing the creative thing. They are not going to be stable in their lives. So as long as you're following your passion and you know what you need to do, you will become stable in your life.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we have any other questions?
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yes. Hello, Madhurima.
Hello.
Can you just explain that what will be the fee structure of the courses?
Okay, so ma'am, National Institute of Fashion Technology, it is a government-based college, and its course fees are starting from, when I did my course, it was 8.5 lakhs for the 4-year course. Now it is around 9.5 to 10, because everything is increasing and the course fee is also getting increased exponentially. It is considered a bit high because it is a government college and it comes directly under Ministry of Textile. But when all the private institutions that are offering the same job, that are offering the same courses, we will see that the fee structure for this goes up to 15 to 20 lakhs. So like Pearl, Symbiosis, these are two most competitors of NIFT, which is standing currently in the country, and they have almost double the amount of fee structure that they are currently using. So since our course requires a lot of you will say technicality and lot of other, like lot of broad aspects, it has fashion, it has technology, it has coding, so it needs a lot of infrastructure and equipment in order for the students to go through the 4 years course very smoothly and understand everything. So that is the reason, and also because the graduation certificate that we get, it is recognized worldwide, and it has a Ministry of Textile seal on it, which is not comparable to any other certificates that the industry, that the other fields give. All definitely the other certificates are equally valuable, but there is an extra credit or an added advantage that comes with the seal of Ministry of Textile. So that is the course details, and the fee structure will be around for per semester. It depends, because there are, in some semesters there are labs and there are other things, so it requires a bit of much salary than the other one, but the highest one was 1.12 lakhs for one semester, and the lowest was 80,000 for one semester. So it varies from 80,000 to 1.1 lakh for all the semesters, and roughly it will take around 9.5 to 10 lakhs for students who are thinking about their career now. Like I think I'm talking to students of class 11. So they will, if they are pursuing this career, they will be doing it in 2024. So in 2024, because they are increasing the fees, it will be around 10 to 11 maybe. But then again, simultaneously, the private institutions are also increasing their fees. So the difference between the government college and the private college remains the same now.
And they can go abroad also, I think. So that
Yes.
is again more costlier.
Yes, ma'am. For abroad, it is not always, it is definitely costly to go abroad. But then for abroad, once you complete your bachelor's from here, you have a huge opportunity to go for masters in the field of fashion. There are various fields now. Currently, we have a field of data analytics in fashion. Okay, so usually data analytics, people think that it is engineering, it is data engineering, but we have data analytics in the field of fashion as a master's stream abroad, where people are learning how to run a software or how to run apps more efficiently, more effortlessly. How, like, if we see today that if we are searching something in our Google, and the next moment if we open YouTube, something related to what we were searching comes in our ads. So how is that happening? How we can actually incorporate that into the fashion industry as well? So those things are being taught in the masters. Then we also have another field as luxury brand management, which is one of the most lucrative masters and management course in the abroad right now. And considering this course, all the top brands like MAC, like Lakme, and if you're doing luxury in brand management, it is not only that you will be restricted to apparel, you will be opening your doors for the entire fashion glamorous industry. So not only, ma'am, once we finish our graduation, we will be able to actually pursue the entire stream of fashion in the masters. And if one is trying to think to go to abroad, that is one of the best possible solutions, because the main fashion center of the world is Italy and France, and it is followed by Milan and Australia. So these are some of the places which our people are looking for opportunities there. And once you actually get an opportunity to go abroad, then all the foreign brands open for you, because it is very difficult to get a job opportunity in a foreign brand sitting from India, because they prefer people who are there abroad.
International exposure is.
Yes, ma'am. Right. So they prefer.
So our
students-
humanities students also can opt for it, right?
Yes, right, ma'am. They can do it for it.
Yeah.
So the luxury brand management course can be done by any stream. They can complete their graduation and they can forward their career in management, because that goes to managerial masters. That is not technology based. We again have, like, my course apparel production is BF Tech. We have similar course in MF Tech, but that needs knowledge from the engineering background or the science background. But the management courses or the general courses of fashion in masters, they do not require any specific science knowledge like the luxury brand management. And then we will be able to actually cater to all the international brands that the world is seeing. So it is a very good opportunity, ma'am. And also these colleges, they have to, there is one examination that is mandatory to give for this, is either IELTS or TOEFL. They have to clear this exam. Then based on the various colleges, they have different admission criteria, like they have to either give GRE or they have to sit for GMAT, or there are some colleges which waive both of these examinations, and they actually assess on the basis of your graduation and post that your work experience. Because when you're going abroad, whichever field you have done your graduation, a work experience is very much required, at least 2 to 3 years of work experience, because 1 year of work experience doesn't hold very much of a stand. If you have 2 to 3 years of work experience along with your IELTS and TOEFL results, you will be able to get good amount of fellowship and scholarships there. So all these, there are opportunities for international students. There are reduced fee structures. There are good opportunities. But again, doing masters in any field will be expensive. But if we have a good track record of our academics and as well as our work experience, it will be much easier for us to take that into account, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your enriching words. And
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, Urja has, I think this is the last question we are taking.
yes,
Urja,
yes.
you can ask your question.
Ma'am, I want to ask that how is coding related to fashion industry?
How is coding related?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in the course also, you will learn about Python, you will learn Python programming, and you will learn data R programming, that comes within a subject as data analytics and R. So coming to the industry, even when I did my course, I did not understand the importance of data analytics in the industry. But now I am seeing that any coding or any app that you are running on your phone, suppose you are running Myntra, how is the app run? So the app must have an algorithm, the app must have a backend coding, the app must have some artificial intelligence that is being incorporated in the app so that you are being able to see whatever you are wishing to see, right? So now you will see that Myntra has recently have a very interesting feature that if you're buying a lipstick, you will be able to review the lipstick on Myntra screen itself. You will be able to see if the lipstick is matching your shade color or not. So how these things are done? These things are done with backend coding and incorporating AI technology into the field. Then also, like then also another thing, like I talked about the smart garments, right? The garment which will help you do your activities more efficiently, or which will keep a track of your health. So how are these garments made? The garments are made, there are sensors being used, the sensors are being connected with the app, and then you are being able to access that app and you are being able to see, okay, so I ran this much, so my heart rate is this. So how is that actually coming from your garment to your phone? The algorithm that is required for the garment to communicate communicate whatever it is recording to the phone is done through algorithms and data coding. So all these things will be into account, making of apps, making of garments. Then any if you want to make any step easier, suppose there is an ERP system running, every company has ERP systems where the entire process, ERP system is where the entire company has a common platform where the company is doing all their daily needs in that common platform so that everybody has a equal access to it. So if there is something going wrong in that platform, something is not going on smoothly, so the backend coding, the backend algorithm that needs to be corrected is done by these kind of engineers. So these engineers are also studying in the field of fashion, and then they are further pursuing their career in the field of analytics and coding more. Because if you want to consider your main subject as coding, but also you want to keep fashion into consideration, then I feel that once you will learn the basics of these in the graduation project, you might take masters in specialization, because once you're going for masters, you're specializing in an individual category more thoroughly. So if you're interested in coding, then that will help you grow in these sectors. It will help you grow in the smart textile and smart garment sector, most importantly, because smart garments are the future of the fashion industry.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Mukherjee. That was an extremely enriching and engaging session. I think most of us, even those of us who are not pursuing a fashion career, are interested in fashion. We want to keep up with the trends, but it was really very interesting to know how the various disciplines merge into each other. And at the same time, we are moving towards sustainable development, care for climate. So thank you very much for that extremely enriching session. I will now invite Vedika Rungta of class 11 to please do the vote of thanks.
Today's session was truly enlightening for us. Thank you, Ms. Mukherjee, for taking time out from your busy schedule and joining us today. I extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all of us. Thank you for sharing and educating us about fashion technology and sustainability. I would like to extend my gratitude to our principal and vice principal, ma'am, for organizing such an enriching session for us. I would also like to thank our teachers for helping us and the technical team for the smooth functioning of the session. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It is really overwhelming to see all of you and my old teachers back. And it has been a real emotional journey for me. And I'm really very obliged, and I'm really thankful from school for giving me this opportunity. I will always grateful. I'll always be grateful for it. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank
We
you
look
so
forward
much.
to many more sessions with you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Yes.
so much. That is really very appreciating.